Ab Montag für maximal 20 Tage wird ein bundesweiter Lockdown gelten. Zum Beschluss, dass wir sehr rasch jetzt eine bundesweite Impfpflicht in die Wege leiten.
Hey, whoa! Hey! What the fuck is going on?
We're volunteering you for a little quality control. I said we all have our pleasures. Mine is the pain of others. Guess you were right, Bassett. That was a bad batch.
The Overton window is a concept used to explain how the public learns to accept radical ideas. The stages range from unthinkable at first to policy after convincing the population of its necessity. As more people realize they were lied to for 2 years, the authorities need to rush their decisions and implement their agendas before facing more resistance. The Overton window is still not in the stage of convincing the public that purebloods should be locked out of society. Still, Austria came up with the idea of lockdown that includes only uninjected people, while countries in its area talk about laws preventing this group from making a living. Austria later changed its decision to full lockdown and forced injections, and Germany followed with its own declaration of similar restrictions. The ideas of locking part of the population and forcing injections on them seem unthinkable now, but this is because they are in the first stage of the Overton window. Because the public cannot accept such actions at this point of time, these extreme moves resulted with many people announcing they are not complying. Among them were also some who serve in police and military forces. For those who serve in one of these places and consider mutiny, look at Australia and decide if you want to keep your weapon, because you may need it for what comes next. News all over the world have their spotlight on riots that erupted in Rotterdam and spread to the rest of the Netherlands. Do not be mistaken. If the police wanted to shut down these protests, they could do it in minutes. The way the government takes control over a protest is explained in another video, and I am sure that it happened in roughly the same way in Rotterdam. What happens now is that riots in European cities will become more frequent and the authorities will seemingly be unable to handle the events. In reality, these riots are fueled by undercover cops and paid rioters, as we've seen in Black Lives Matter protests. Living in these population centers will become unbearable for most people, who will demand government action. This will allow FEMA police forces to take over and initiate martial law. I don't see a way to avoid this scenario, so I suggest everyone to do their best to prepare for it. You're welcome to check the playlist I made for this exact purpose. Let's not repeat the mistakes they made in Australia.